Hi there. So I am going to very quickly demo the banana DNA extraction experiment from class if you missed it. So we have here some banana, and if you recall, bananas reproduce asexually. That means that bananas only require one parent that clones itself without relying on sperm and egg cells. So the question ultimately is, do these plants actually have genetic information? Because we learned that sex cells contain chromosomes or DNA. So the question is, does this piece of banana actually contain DNA? We're gonna find out. So if you look at the lab handout, step 1 involves me literally just mashing the banana. So in your lab, I would like for you to just write down and describe what you are seeing. Think about the texture, color, what it looks like. Okay. So, the second step, once it is thoroughly mashed, I'm going to add the genetic material extraction buffer solution, which sounds really fancy, but really it's just water, soap, and salt. And this is going to help open up the cells by dissolving the cellular membrane. So, I'm going to open my bag and I'm going to pour in this solution. So squeeze that shut, and I'm going to continue this process of just squeezing, massaging it so that it no longer has a ton of chunks. So this is step 2 in the lab, so please describe what you see now, how it looks different from before, etc. Okay, I'm gonna leave it for a second. As I leave it, I'm going to go grab a paper towel. All right, now the hardest step. I am going to cut the side of my bag, and I'm going to actually pour my mixture into a coffee filter to filter out all of the chunks. Okay, so as you can see, okay, yikes, little fail there. It was doing so well. Let's see. Whoops. Okay, let's try that again. New beaker. Okay. All right, much better. I'm going to try to drain out as much of the liquid as I can. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Now I'm going to add a pinch of meat tenderizer. This contains cornstarch, sugar, salt, and meat tenderizer is used to soften up meat because it breaks down proteins. And so I'm just kind of stirring it around gently. And if you look, this is step number 3. Okay. Describe what you see here. It's most of the liquid, not really any chunks, hopefully. And the final step is the most important. It is us trying to get the DNA basically extracted, if there is any. So I'm gonna pour this liquid into a test tube, and I'm going to add isopropyl alcohol, aka rubbing alcohol. And they're gonna form it's gonna form a nice layer on top. And if this lab works, we should actually see some DNA. And actually I can see it already. If you look, the bottom layer is just kind of the banana mixture. The top is just the alcohol, but you see in the middle, all this like white, stringy, cool stuff. There's actually a lot. This is all DNA. And look, I'm like kind of grabbing it, playing around with it. Oh my gosh, this is actually, it looks really good. And that's what it looks like when it's out. So I think we can safely conclude, so all this stuff is DNA. And you'll see actually in the lab questions, I show you a picture of strawberry DNA. And strawberries reproduce sexually, so they do have sperm and egg cells. And the DNA looks extremely similar to this. So that tells me, regardless of whether an organism reproduces sexually or asexually, it still has DNA. Or, as we've learned, chromosomes. So, hope this helped. Use this to answer the 7 lab questions at the end of the document. And then turn it in when you're done. Bye.